She'd let me, when I was like a year old, eat McDonald's, gave me soda and coffee in my bottle. Coffee in your bottle? Hello, my coven, sick and tired here, and today we have another viewer submission to read. I loved this email so much because this person has so much personality in their email that I don't know, I just had a really fun time reading it. That probably sounds a little demented considering, what we talk about here, but you guys will see what I'm saying once we start reading. If you guys are enjoying my content, I would please ask that you consider liking, subscribing, and turning on notifications. That way you never miss your weekly support group. You can also follow me on Patreon to get these same videos unedited and uncensored. I always feel like I'm off frame, but it's because I turn. Now, when I turn back this way, I'm facing you, but then when I turn to read, I'm whatever. It's not that big a deal, right? So I actually have a really good relationship with my parents. It's not perfect, like how no relationship is perfect, but I was blessed enough to be born into neither a physically nor emotionally abusive household. My parents, however, were not so lucky. I don't want to share most of my crazy family's, craziness, because a lot of it tragically stems from mental illness. Bipolar disorder and schizophrenia run in the family, unfortunately. However, I do wish to share about my emotionally abusive grandma, dad's side, who does not have any of those mental illnesses except perhaps NPD. Okay, so you're saying that your dad's mom hasn't been diagnosed with narcissistic personality disorder, but you feel like she might have it. Okay. Gotcha. Let's start from the very beginning of her nastiness and work our way up to the present day. First off, she's always been exceptionally cruel to my parents, and that's not something I take lightly. She was always emotionally abusive to my dad growing up, to the point where he still struggles with confidence now. She basically ruined my parents' wedding, but that's a story for another day. Another day? Wait, I want to hear about the wedding drama. And then I was born, and how she liked to criticize all of my parents' choices. She constantly complained that my mom homeschooled me. She later admitted she was just jealous that she didn't do the same with her kids. She would constantly spread rumors that my parents were both starving me and overfeeding me. Explanation: I have always had extremely fast growth spurts. I am currently 4 inches taller than my mom. What she was complaining about was the fact that I had skin rolls, making me look chubby, and then I would have a growth spurt and look thin again. My parents never starved me nor overfed me. When I was little, my parents were both working, and my mom didn't want to send me to daycare, and all of our other family members were not mentally stable, so she would let my grandma babysit, and what a mistake that was. She'd let me, when I was like a year old, eat McDonald's, gave me soda and coffee in my bottle. Coffee? I mean, both are bad. Well, I don't know why I just instantly was like, coffee? They both are so bad for you. In your bottle? You poor thing. I can't even imagine how much your heart was racing at that little of an age. Whenever my mom came back to find me crying completely alone with my grandma in another room playing a game, it was the last straw, and she stopped me from ever going there. She quit her job and stayed home to watch me. Now we're going to get into the parts I remember. I used to really like my grandma, and I'd talk to her a lot. However, she always made these little quips. She'd tell me how much better she liked the way I looked without my glasses, and how I was going to need braces whenever I grew up. I have and always have had perfectly straight teeth. Those little things. Yes, those little things. Like my mom telling me I need to work out because my ass jiggles too much, or that I need fake boobs because they're ugly. Luckily, I've never really been insecure about my appearance, but if I was, I'm sure it would have bothered me. And then we were on a trip, and she made the awful mistake of saying those things in front of my dad. Now, I wasn't paying attention, so this is mostly from what my mom told me. She said he turned bright beet red, pulled her aside, and said something to her where no one could hear. I never heard that from her again. Oh, good for your dad. Now we're going into the story of the last time we ever went down there to visit her. I don't remember all of this, so I had to ask my mom for help. My grandma had made a massive fuss about how we just needed to drive 1,000 miles and leave my beloved dog behind. 1,000 miles? How long would it take to drive 1,000 miles? Okay, so this is saying that 1,000 miles roughly roughly, because let's say you're driving at like 70 miles an hour, would take you about 14 hours, a little bit longer. Oh, hell no. You know what? I am so terrified of flying, but what I hate even more is just sitting for extended periods of time. That sounds like an absolute nightmare. Clementine, who ended up being traumatized. Oh, that was her dog. Kind of went off there. Yes, her dog got left behind. We left her at one of those doggy daycare places, and they said she didn't eat for the entire week. She hid under the bed for weeks after we got home. Poor doggy. However, when we got there, she revealed that she decided to work the whole week. We were there. Then there was a bunch of little and big stuff. Oh my gosh, she's such a troll. There was no food or toilet paper in the house when we came there, despite her saying there was. She told me that my dog was fine without me. She picked fights with my dad about everything, especially about how far away he was working. And when he told her he needed to provide for his family, she started crying. What? Why? What does that have to do with her? She brought me and my cousin to the store and told me to pick something out, then yelled at me for not picking it out fast enough. I was around 7. She also let me and my cousin, but he was only like 10, wander around a store alone next to a highway where people were known to get kidnapped by the cartel. What? She was short with us the whole time, including me, and she would constantly ignore me. I didn't tell my parents what happened at the store after we got home. My dad cut her off for 2 years after he heard, and even now we're very low contact. Then there was one of the worst things she's ever done. Oh, I am all ears. My dad had pancreatitis a year or so ago. He was in the ICU. He was dying. She told us that she wasn't going to come up, then surprised us by coming up while my dad was dying in the hospital, then demanded, not asked, to stay in our house. Okay. My mom, who wasn't eating, barely sleeping, and certainly wasn't having it, absolutely refused. She was annoying the whole time, but at the very least stayed at a hotel. She kept trying to get in my dad's face to have him talk to her. I watched his heart rate go up in real time whenever she did that. My dad survived, by the way. W dad. Yes, W dad. This email is getting too long already. Never too long. So I don't want to share all the different times she visited. Only a couple, because again, we are 1,000 miles away. Well, I really do want to hear about the wedding thing. So I want to skip to the most recent one, which was around 6 months ago or so. We were already dreading it, but my grandma came in immediately with the insults, which we weren't expecting. Specifically insults that were directed at me. She told me how she was worried I didn't get enough sunlight because I was so pale. I have porcelain skin, which I love. Then looked almost offended whenever I told her that I loved the way I looked. My dad, through text as he was at work, asked me if I told her, "Is it normal that your skin looks like a mummy?" What? A mummy? Does that mean like wrinkly? Oh, because they're so old and wrinkly. Your dad's kind of a savage. I just talked about this whole tanning fiasco not long ago. I think just in the last video or the video before. I was always told growing up that I needed to tan, that my legs were too white, and that, I was just too pale and I needed to be darker. And I thought that that's what I needed to be like. But then as I got older, I'm like, you know what? This is the skin that I have, okay? This is what God gave me. I would always hear about how white my legs were. And it would always be, girl, you need to get some sun. No, I don't. I'm perfectly happy with my skin the way it is. She said that I had all this space. Full downstairs is mine. I'm an only child because I didn't really go out much because I didn't have any friends. She told me that my art style was interesting. Grandma's just being mean. My mom didn't hear most of this, but she was ticked when she found out. But my grandma just doesn't listen to her. And then my dad came home. Oh boy, what's dad gonna do? I hate to say it, but we both, me and my mom, doubted him for a bit because he didn't do anything right away. And we were quite rude about it. I'm gonna show this to my parents if it makes it to a video. So dad, when you're watching this, we're sorry. Oh no. We're exposing dad on YouTube. No, I understand dad because I'm in kind of the same position. It's not easy standing up to your parents. It really isn't. But when it comes to my daughter, now that is different. But then he did something. I don't know what my dad said. I don't know how he talked to her about it, but she kissed our feet the rest of the trip. I want to know. We want the tea. I have never seen her that nice, ever. Whenever I asked my dad what he said, he just replied with his devious smile that made me feel like he wasn't saying the whole thing. I just told her we don't tolerate that behavior in our house. I said it once, I'll say it again. W dad. Do you see what I mean when I say how much personality this email has? I know this is bad to say, but I can't help but hate my grandma. Not just for the things she's done, but I kind of feel like she took away the grandma I could have had. I can't see my other grandma. She's not mentally stable enough and can get physically violent. I hear all these people talk about how amazing and kind their grandmothers are, and I hate to say it, but I'm jealous. Of course, I'm very lucky to have parents defending me and being there for me. So I hope I don't sound ungrateful or anything. But we haven't seen her again as of posting this, but thank you for reading. Also, we don't have any Krispy Kreme or Dunkin' Donuts here in North Dakota. So do me a favor and eat a glazed donut just for me, okay? Anyway, love your channel and hope you have a great day. Okay, like food requests? Not something I ever thought I'd get on this channel, but very welcome. I will absolutely get donuts and eat them for you guys. Or whatever you want me to eat, I will eat it. I'll try it. So what I wanted to kind of just address here on your email in the very end here is that you said that you are jealous of people who have grandmothers, that you feel like you missed out. And I understand in a different kind of way. I'm sure you're not alone. And you can go to the comments. I know there will be tons of people talking about if they didn't have a good relationship with their grandmas and what that was like, because I can't totally relate. I never had my grandma do anything, either one of them, do anything real bad like my mom did. So I can't relate too much there, but I know that other people can. And I know that you're not alone. And I do understand. And I'm sorry. It's like me wishing that I knew what it was like to have a mother that I could go to when I need advice or go to when I need comfort, because I don't have that. Well, that is the end of the video. Make sure that you leave those words of encouragement and love down below. Thank you guys so much for watching and for supporting our small community. If you would like to hear more personal stories from our viewers, you can click the playlist right here. Remember, I'm always here for you guys. I'm always thinking about you. I love you guys.